Let's talk about the inks used for screen printing. Here we have two different types of ink. This is water-based black, and this is what's called plastisol opaque white. You can tell already that this is a lot thicker than this. Black ink, lighter garments; thinner ink, higher mesh screens. Opaque ink, darker garments; thicker, lower mesh screens. The other big difference on these two inks is this ink dries in air. This ink never dries until it's heated. Today we're using water-based ink. When you load your screen, you don't want to put too much ink unless you have a lot of shirts to print. We're doing a test print right now, so you just want a little bit below your image area. Before we print, we need to put some adhesive down on our platen. You need to use a spray mist like this, which is an aerosol, or water-based glue, which is kind of like Elmer's glue, which I prefer because it's eco-friendly and doesn't stink. I'm simply spreading this glue over the platen, make sure it's even. We have enough down so the shirt sticks to it. Today I'm using an old shirt to test print with. You can see that there's enough glue so that this doesn't move as I'm printing. To print, we're going to use our squeegee. This is a manual squeegee with an aluminum handle. They also come in wood handles. You want to take your ink and first do a flood of the screen. Now a flood is not a hard print. Print uses pressure. A flood is kind of like putting icing on a cake. You really shouldn't see your image area below your ink. There are two ways to print. You can either push or you can pull. This is kind of a preference. It's good to push when you're starting out because you have some pressure of your body moving against it. Now this is water-based ink, which is really thin and a lot easier to print. When you print, you want to use about a 75-degree angle or so, making sure that your squeegee edge has enough shear pressure to be able to shear the ink off behind it as you print. We get a good pressure in a print stance and print through. Flood back, print through. You know you have a good print if you can move your finger around the back and a lot of ink doesn't come off on it. Let's take a look here. We're looking for any spots that might be screen holes or pin holes that happened during the exposure process, and or any registration marks we didn't tape off. Everything looks good, so ready to start printing for production.